Okay, we're on A2Pure notes. We're in Unit 5 and we're looking at functions, specifically composite functions. This is example 2, and we're going to go into this one in a wee bit more depth and maybe look at the graphs and stuff. Let's see if we can work out what's going on. So it says find the composite function g of f of x and state its solution. So we know obviously that g of f of x is going to be g of x squared, and that then is going to be then x squared plus 3. So really that's, that's kind of us done, but we'll look at it a bit more depth. So g of f of x is then x squared plus 3. Since f, and again we'll write this because it's for our notes, so since f is the first function to operate in the composite function g of f, we need the range of f as this will be the domain of G. So if we sketch the graph of some of these, then so sketching between 0 and 4, it'll give us this. It's the y was x squared graph, so it's just a very basic parabola. And we end up with that. If we put the numbers 0 to 4 into that, what numbers are going to come out? 4 squared is going to be 16, so it's going to be anywhere then in between 0 and 16. That means then our range of f is between 0 and 16. So then from this graph, again I'm sort of filling in notes here, so you might get a bit bored, but that's okay, no change there. So from graph of f, range is 0 to 16. Therefore, the domain of G is going to be 0 to 16. Hopefully that makes sense. So we sub in, first of all, we're doing our f of x first of all. So we put in the number 0 to 4. What numbers do we get out? When we put it into here, it's going to be 0 to 16. So we can put 0 to 16 in then for domain of this. So giving graph of G as shown. So let's get our graph of G over the page here. We get a vague straight line for this. So it's a very straightforward graph again. We're putting in between 0 and 16, and it's just the graph of y was x plus 3, so there's not really too much to it. Our gradient then would be 1, and we're starting at the number 3, and I think then we go into 19. So if I put from 0 then up to 16, what numbers we're going to have? It's going to start at 3, and it's going to go up then to 19, and so this is then our range of G, which is between 3 and 19. And so that's that diagram. We could of course take away look at the graph of the composite function, which again is a straightforward one too. It's just y equals x squared plus 3. So it's just a parabola graph going from here our domain of the very original one is between 0 and 4. And what numbers can we get out? We can get out from 3 to 19. So we're just trying to relate these functions really to the graph. So that's the range then of g of f of x, which, and that's of course between 3 and 19, and the numbers we're putting in then are between 0 and 4. Also I've written down here, so that was this bit here. Put down here, this was the range of f is 0 less than or equal to x plus 16, and this of course then is the domain of g. So a fair amount going on here, but hopefully it kind of makes sense. And then from the graph it can be seen that the range of g when its domain is 0 to 16 is 3 to 19. Therefore the composite function g of f is going to have a range then of 3 to 19. And the alternative way to do it is by this graph here, is the graph of y equals x squared plus 3, and it is the domain then between 0 and 4, because it's the whole original function, and its range then is between 3 and 19. Sometimes the composite function is a wee bit more complicated, and therefore you can need to kind of, it's not quite as straightforward as this before, but hopefully you get a bit of an idea then of what's going on.